Welcome back to STON Talk. Today, I'm joined by Samuel, and we're diving into a topic that's been getting a lot of attention across the ecosystem this week.
Toncoin is getting a new display name and ticker in user-facing applications. Where users previously saw Ton, they'll gradually start seeing Gram.
Before anybody starts opening 10 browser tabs and searching for migration guides, let's clear something up immediately. The blockchain isn't changing. Your wallet isn't changing. Your balance isn't changing. Your assets aren't changing. The network remains, the open network.
According to the announcement, users don't need to do anything at all.
Even though this sounds like a simple rename on the surface, people seem to have a lot of opinions about it. What's your first reaction?
Honestly, my first reaction was that most people are going to focus on the name change itself, but the bigger story is probably how users respond to it. Technically, very little is changing, but psychologically, names are powerful.
I think that's exactly why this discussion is happening. Because if nothing important was changing, nobody would be talking about it.
Exactly. And let's be honest, if someone opens their wallet next month and suddenly sees Gram instead of Ton, their first thought is probably going to be, wait, what happened?
That's where I think education becomes important. The announcement made very clear there is no migration process. No token swap, no claiming, no conversion, no action required.
Right. And unfortunately, that's also where scammers tend to show up. Whenever there's confusion, somebody tries to take advantage of it.
If I know crypto, I know somebody is already building fake websites, promising users they can convert their Ton into Gram.
Exactly. If somebody asks you to migrate your Ton, it's a scam. If somebody asks you to claim Gram, it's a scam. If somebody asks for your seed phrase because of this rename, it's definitely a scam.
Now let's talk about STON.fi users specifically. If you're somebody who regularly uses STON.fi, whether it's for swapping, farming, staking, or just exploring the ecosystem, what actually changes for you?
Honestly, very little. Your assets stay the same. Your positions stay the same. Your liquidity stays the same. Your farming positions stay the same. Your wallet stays the same. The functionality doesn't suddenly change because the display name changes.
So from a practical standpoint, STON.fi users aren't waking up tomorrow and learning a completely new system.
Not at all. The experience remains largely the same. The biggest adjustment is simply getting used to seeing a different name on the screen.
I think this situation reminds us how much trust matters in an ecosystem. Because the moment people hear the word migration, everybody gets nervous.
That's true. People immediately think something complicated is about to happen. But in this case, the actual user experience is incredibly simple. Nothing changes behind the scenes.
And honestly, that's probably a good thing. If we're talking about adoption and user experience, the last thing users want is another complicated process.
Exactly. The easier something is for users, the better. If a change can happen without disrupting wallets, balances, DeFi positions, staking, or everyday activity, that's generally a positive outcome.
Let's talk about the rename itself. Do you think moving from Ton to Gram is a good idea?
I think there are arguments on both sides. Ton has become a very recognizable name. Changing something people already recognize always comes with a bit of risk.
That's where I'm a little torn. Ton is already established. People know it, projects know it, builders know it. So naturally, I wonder whether changing the display name creates unnecessary confusion.
That's a fair concern. But supporters of the change would argue that Gram has a strong connection to the history of the ecosystem and Telegram's original vision. Some people see it as reconnecting with that identity.
This conversation isn't really about technology. It's about branding.
Exactly. The technology stays the same. The network stays the same. The infrastructure stays the same. We're really discussing how the ecosystem presents itself to users.
And presentation matters, especially if the ecosystem wants to continue growing.
Absolutely. Sometimes people underestimate how important naming, branding, and user perception can be. Two products can offer the same functionality, but users may feel completely different about them because of how they're presented.
STON.fi sits right at the center of where a lot of users interact with the ecosystem. For many people, one of their first experiences on Ton happens through STON.fi,
That's a great point. Platforms like STON.fi play an important role in helping users understand changes like this. When users see Gram appear where they previously saw TON, they'll naturally have questions. Clear communication helps reduce confusion.
Whether you support the rename or not, the most important thing is understanding what's actually changing and what's not.
Exactly. And in this case, most of the important things are staying exactly the same. Your wallet stays the same. Your assets stay the same. Your DeFi positions stay the same. Your STON.fi experience remains largely unchanged.
So maybe the biggest takeaway from today's conversation is this. Don't panic. Don't rush to connect your wallet to random websites. Don't fall for fake migration links. And don't let scammers turn a simple rename into a costly mistake.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
And for everybody listening, we'd love to hear your thoughts. Do you think the move from TON to Gram is a positive step for the ecosystem? Or do you think TON should have stayed exactly as it was? Let us know, and we'll catch you in the next episode of STON Talk.